But it's like I have those attacks. You guys have seen me have the attacks, and so like I get them sometimes at work, and I'm just like, oh God, please don't think that I have the virus. It's okay. I promise. I just can't breathe. It's fine. It's fine.
Everybody scatter. Ricky's coughing.
Okay. I'm fine. I promise. I'm good.
We know. We've got you on. We've got hours and hours of you coughing during podcasts.
You guys do actually.
Yep. I do. I promise you, because I did it the crap out.
Yep.
It all over the place.
Yep.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
Hang on. I got a cough.
I'm dying. It's fine.
That's when I get you choked up.
Mike does get me choked up. Yep.
In your eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Every time I see Alfred, I start singing Debbie Gibson songs in my heart.
I don't blame you. I would too.
All right.
I can't spell my address. I think the vaccine got to me.
Okay, here we go. We got a question here. We need questions in the live chat, everybody. Questions in the live chat, please. Radio voice. Radio voice activated.
Radio voice.
I may be getting a new mixer where we can mix in the intros and outros live, so everybody hear it. So you'll them.
We're getting fancy.
Something for the live shows too. So
I'm gonna order that mic too.
Wait, there's a mic?
I'm gonna order a desktop mic.
Really?
You look like David Letterman.
Look at you being fancy.
Can I do the top 10?
Yes. You gotta perfect the pencil toss. Yeah, the pencil spin. Dude, that'd be great for ratings. But everybody would have to watch it.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of work.
I'll do something different with a pen.
There you go.
Something else. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Look.
Did they announce? Hang on, go ahead.
No, not that I know of, unless there's something I'm missing.
Now, every once in a while, my guess that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party tip goes out randomly because they booked so far out that it's still in there. So yeah, but no, I don't think it's been announced. I didn't see anything.
No, I don't think so.
It's very scary. It's not so scary.
It's not so scary.
All right, let's do this. Here we go.
Okay. Oh.
Jones.
That's old.
Don't owe me. Has this been announced?
No. I was looking. It's not. No. I was like, did something get announced in the last 20 minutes?
No, 20 minutes ago. Okay.
We're good.
Oh, Dan says I sent him an email. My apologies, Dan. You got one of the mystery emails. Nope, sorry. Fakey. Nope, sorry. It was my apologies.
Sorry, Mike's starting rumors again.
I'm trying to get those to go out on April 1st. And it's a little premature.
Oh my gosh. We have to think about April 1st coming up soon.
We're so close, Ricky.
I didn't say anything about anything. I just said we just have to think about it. Wow.
Are you killing me? Once the cat's out of the bag, there's only a few of us that know. So okay. There we go.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Exactly. It's not a surprise. It's not like
no, because we did one last year, so it'll be.
It happens every year.
It does.
No, because we didn't do it last year. I thought it was too raw. I couldn't joke with people on April 1st last year. It was not good. I was like, I am not going there. Okay, here we go. Let's see, 1870. Here we go. Welcome to episode 1870 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. And if you notice that if you're checking out the video feed, that I'm kind of rocking back and forth, it's because I've been talking to Disney Cruise Line all week and I still haven't gotten my sea legs back. Because the 2022 summer itineraries are now available to book. Now today, still got to be silver. It pays to be silver, right? There's an old commercial. Actually, it pays to be platinum because that was Monday. Tuesday was gold. Today is silver. And then tomorrow, everybody else gets to book a Disney cruise that won. So if you want to check that out, just go over to themagicforless.com. You can see all the itineraries. Ships going pretty cool places. The Wish, I know you're going to ask. We don't know about the Wish yet.
No.
You know what? The other ship's pretty awesome. So check out the itineraries. Let me know what you're thinking, and we'll get some numbers and availability for you. And there's some fun to be had, and get that on the books because my family's even hounded me like, "Hey, where are we going?" I'm like, "Hey, anywhere you want. Let's do this." So We're going to get back out there to see, and hopefully I'll get my sea legs soon. So joining me today from the mouseforless.com, who I hear is going down to Coronado Springs in a few months. Good hotel. I'll be there next month myself. We have Ricky. What's up, Ricky?
I am going, hopefully. I mean, I got my first dose today. Well, a couple days ago when this comes out. So hopefully I will get to be traveling officially here soon for reals. So I'm excited.
I'm actually on my 7th dose today.
Oh, good for you.
It's Coke Zero.
Yeah. Exactly.
Moderna or Pfizer. It's actually out of Georgia though, I think.
Yeah. You're good there. Yeah. So, so I'm no 3 arms yet or 3 eyes or anything like that. I don't look like the fish from The Simpsons, so we're okay so far. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to monitor you on social media closely.
You should, just to make sure that everything's okay.
Ears become pointy, something like that.
Exactly.
I promise I'll tell you. I will say, now that I think about this, Disney Cruise Line, I've been working with them all week. It's kind of a graduated scale as to how you get to book your next cruise.
Yes.
Kind of like the vaccination.
I was, you were talking about that, and I was like, that's very similar to my process with the vaccine. Yeah.
Can I go to my governor and say, look, I'm platinum? Like, dude, platinum cruiser here.
Let's go.
Because right now I'm like general public.
Right.
I'm like, go get yours, scrape it off the floor. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No left Robin. Anyway, okay. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, what's going on? Speaking of platinum, another platinum.
I know, right? I was looking at some of those itineraries. So I love the idea, first of all. So many of the summer cruises this year have been canceled already, or, we all are supposing that they will be canceled. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's a great opportunity to see that there are some cruises going to be happening next summer that are very appealing. I love the idea of a Mediterranean cruise. I've often said the best way to see that part of the world is on a cruise, especially your first time, because you get to see so much of that area and you don't have to pack and unpack every day. You don't have to drive in Italy, which is crazy. It's crazy.
Okay.
It is. There's just, you get to see so many beautiful areas. So that's, that's something I'm looking forward to. And did you see Royal Caribbean? Leave it to Royal Caribbean to figure this out. They are having cruises this summer.
Wow.
Now, they don't depart from the U.S. They depart from Nassau. But for many people, that is a short plane ride. They actually start being available to book on today, actually. So if you're interested, reach out to one of our agents and we can get you some pricing on those. But that's an exciting thing to see too. You do have to be vaccinated to do that cruise.
So I can go.
That's one of the things. Yes, that's one of the things you do have to do. But I love that they figured this out. That some of these companies are figuring it out, and Disney's working on it too. They're working on how they're going to figure it out. These cruises from Royal Caribbean, of course, will stop, and you'll do the perfect day at Coco Cay and get to experience all of that. So,
actually, you talking about not having going back to the Italy, and all the cruises in Europe and stuff like that. Brian and I were actually just talking about that on Saturday, and about the fact that he was intrigued by the idea of a European cruise because you don't have to pack and different, that was, and you get to visit different countries, and that was like actually a topic of conversation among the two of us during our date night. So
it's so awesome. Fun because you all your travel time is while you're asleep.
Exactly.
So that's the best. I mean, that's the best way to, be able to go to so many of those places in France and Italy and also Greece. So lots of things there. It's a beautiful part of the world. And I can't wait till we get back to traveling so we can do this.
I just want to go to Europe someday so I can say, I see London, I see France.
I mean, I've done it. I have seen London and I have seen France, but I don't want to see anything else, Mike.
It's just me. That's why I would go. I just have to, make a TikTok or something or insert the reels. Anyway, Artie's got a question. One of my great guests over at the Magic for Less. Quick question for the podcast crew. We're going to Disney World April 17th for the week. We had a hard time making dining reservations. Woke up early at the 60-day mark and everything. Just seems the reduced hours and capacity led to less options. A couple of days ago, Disney expanded their hours for the first week of April. That got me to thinking, when they expand hours, do dining reservations also open up? If so, how does that work? Do they become available at midnight or immediately or 7 a.m. as soon as they announce or some other date? As an example, we wanted to book Crystal Palace for breakfast on our Magic Kingdom day. Magic Kingdom currently opens at 9 a.m. on the day we're going to the Magic Kingdom. Couldn't get a reservation. It's a bit of a tradition for us, so we were a little bummed. Now, Disney announced that the Magic Kingdom will open at 8 o'clock every day, the first week of April. If they do the same for the week we're in Disney, we're hoping reservations from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. will be made available. Thanks, Artie. All right, so Ricky, what do you think about this? I mean, I would imagine that if the park's open, they may be enticed to open Crystal Palace. I mean, because that's one that was always open pre-park opening in pre-COVID days.
So here's the problem. Crystal Palace, I don't believe it's not serving breakfast.
Because they got the barbecue going on, right?
Well, they have the dinner. Yeah, I think it's only open for dinner. It might be open for lunch, but I am certain it is not open for breakfast. So that is their problem. That's why they can't dine there.
That would solve that question.
That answers that question exactly. But to answer the other question in general, if the park extends hours, yes, the restaurants open up capacity as well. I don't know the timing of it, but I do know that if as long as the restaurant is open during those hours, they will extend the hours for the restaurant as well. So, but yeah, the problem that they have is Crystal Palace is not open for breakfast right now. So
that makes sense.
Answer that one.
And Pam, I mean, I think the whole thing is just keep checking because I don't think there's like a set rule like they load, additional in at midnight or additional in 7 a.m. I mean, I think a lot of people are trying to figure that out, and I think it's kind of a random process.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of all the choices that were presented, the answer is all of the above.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes they do add additional dining. A lot of times they do. Yes, sometimes it happens right when the park hours are announced. Yes, sometimes it happens a couple days after. Yes. So you do have to just keep talking. But yeah, I absolutely have seen when they've changed park hours that they have added some additional hours for dining. And that's great news because you see that. I think, we're getting to the point where people are really focusing in on making those reservations at 60 days in advance. So many people are very much ready for that. So you have to sort of be there and ready to do that. And I know you said you were up that morning to try to do it. I think the other thing is, since all the restaurants aren't open, you sort of have to be flexible and maybe find some new favorites. But even going right up until, you can usually find something.
Absolutely. I mean, you never know what you're going to find. I mean, even day of. I mean, like I said, the last time I was there, Brian and I were at Epcot. We were literally leaving Epcot at the time, and we were talking, and it was like 7 something at night, and we were like, where do you want to go have dinner? And so we pulled up the app and we're like, I don't know, and then boom, there popped up Beaches and Cream at 8:15, and so we just were like, done, let's do it. So you never know when something is going to pop up either. I mean, it can pop up just like that, and you just never know. So yeah,
I mean, it really basically right now it's math, right? There's less there's less people there, but there's also less restaurants open, and in those restaurants there's less tables available. So it's just
correct.
Supply and demand.
Yep.
Okay, Thomas has a question. He says might be a dumb question. Well,
never.
No, I mean dumb podcaster, but that's me. But no.
Yeah.
Is Rider Swap still available with all the COVID implications? So Ricky, still do? I mean, yeah, Rider Swap is still going the same, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, still works the same exact way. So you go, you talk to a cast member, you tell them you would like to participate in Rider Swap. They will facilitate it for you, and then half the people will go ride, and the other half will stay with the child, and then the other half will go ride, and then the first half will stay with the child. So works exactly the same as it did before.
And the one kid gets to ride twice. They're
there you
go. That little sibling's like the golden ticket. I remember
exactly.
Loved Mallory then when that.
Yes.
Alfred's got a question here, Pam. What do you think? He says, seeing the crowds over the past few days, do you think this is a new trend, or will crowds decline again?
I think that, we're seeing spring break crowds. So that's going to be a thing. Definitely there is more park reservation availability. If you look the few weeks after spring break, this is traditionally one of the busiest times for Walt Disney World. So that's something you need to keep in mind. I don't think we're going to continue to see this, but I think it's going to absolutely continue to be something that we need to be booking ahead of time so that we can make those park reservations to get the best availability.
Right. And again, people are starting to feel confident. People have been cooped up, and this was like the first time the weather changed from being cooped up. And it's kind of right now like the perfect storm. People want to travel, there's reduced capacity, but people still want to go down. I think, once we hit summer, obviously some people want to go, if you say a summer vacation, some people think June, some people think August, some people think July. So you have a larger window. Spring breaks, like everybody compressed on like into like 3 weeks, for the most part. It kind of spreads a little, but yeah, I think we'll see things kind of stabilize once we get maybe a week out now, maybe a couple weeks from now, and we'll see. All right, Kelsey's got a great question. Hey guys, let's see here. It says, question: my family's planning a December Disney trip this year, so this December. We have 10 adults and 3 children. They're all 3 and under. Oh, well, I thought they were 2 and under. That'd be even better, but they're 3 and under. Where would you recommend we stay? Thank you. So 10 adults and 3 kids. Now, here's what I say off the bat as a travel agent, right? Anywhere you want, because the thing is, with 10 adults and 3 kids, and the kids are so young, I think they're going to be happy anywhere. Like even if they ended up like at a Grand Floridian, they're going to be happy. Like, because there's a great pool that, even though it's not really like a kid themed resort, like say an Art of Animation or Caribbean Beach, maybe. The thing is, I think you're probably going to be best suited with, 4 rooms in this set, like where every party has kind of their own room, because then you get your privacy, you get a bathroom, you can request adjoining or connecting rooms, stuff like that. But I mean, that's what I would say is really kind of open up and just have the discussion as to, what theme do you like? Or do you look at, is kind of the mean price point like a moderate, or are you looking for a value like a Pop Century, and then you get Skyliner access? I think you have a conversation, but I don't think just having a party of 13, 10 adults, 3 kids necessarily locks you into anything. Ricky, what do you say? I mean, because you do have like family suites, you have villas and stuff, but I don't even think that's hugely important at this point.
Yeah, no, I think it depends on how much you want to spend time with those family members, or things like that too. I mean, you could consider a villa or something like that if you all are comfortable being all together in the same room. Some families that's great. Other families, it's like, no, I need my space. You guys go do your thing, and we'll go do our thing. So you really have to kind of look at the makeup of your family, and like Mike said, just kind of look at what hotels really do appeal to you and your family, and your sensibility, and where you're wanting to be at as well. If you're wanting to spend more time at the Magic Kingdom because you got the 3 little ones, you might want to consider a Magic Kingdom loop, resort. If you have the desire to want to be near, Hollywood Studios or Epcot, you might look around the boardwalk area. So, I mean, it really, or like you said, the Skyliner too, that, Pop Century or something like that, because that Skyliner access just makes things so much easier too. So you really have to look at the make and how much people are wanting to spend for their hotel. And you know what? Sometimes it's okay if, some people are at one hotel and another people are at another hotel, and based off of what somebody wants to spend. You got to take that into consideration, and you don't all have to be at the same hotel to have a great vacation. So
right, that's a good point. And I've even had guests. This is kind of funny. I've had guests on cruise that have said, like they're traveling as like a big family, like 4 or 5 staterooms. Like we don't necessarily all have to be like bam, 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 bam. Like we can be different decks. Like we're on the same ship. That's good enough. Like
exactly.
So, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, you don't have to be at the same hotel, or even if you're at the same hotel, you might not need to be in the same building. You could be, on the other side of the hotel, you'd be in the 50s, the 70s. You still see each other at breakfast and get on the bus together. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's you don't have to be joined at the hip, but some people like to be joined at the hip. Not
it just depends on your family. I mean, I've told this story before. Brian's parents always got a separate hotel room for the kids. They had their room and the parents had the other, and that was it. My family, we all stayed in the same room. It really just depends on the makeup of your family and how you want to travel.
Yeah, so I saw a Love Boat episode the other day, and it was where there's a couple, and she was worried because she was getting older, and like the husband would now want, the younger girl. This is 1980. Was going to run off with some younger, lady, because they had 6 kids, and so 6 kids, they were on the cruise now, so they were going to go down to the Acapulco Lounge and boogie for the night, because it was like their anniversary cruise.
Of course, they're going to boogie. Yeah,
they had 6 kids, and they had like, of course, those rooms on the Love Boat were gigantic, and they weren't.
Yes.
So they left the 6 kids like in the little room. They just closed the door. I'm like,
Bye, we're gonna go.
there's a lot of stuff on Love Boat that would just not fly. I'm like, oh my God, they had to go get their boogie on down at the Acapulco Lounge. Anyway.
Hysterical.
Tanya's got a question. Here you go, Pam. What do you think? She says, have you heard anything about how Festival of the Lion King is going to be structured with social distancing?
I am guessing they're going to sort of do it the way that some other show type things have been done. And that is they've been they've been putting space between each guest, both horizontally and vertically. Yes, like front to back and side to side. They've been spacing you out like that. And I imagine they'll do the same for that as well. So they've been doing a good job with that. I think that everyone feels pretty comfortable when they're in there, and not that they're super close to anyone else. So
I would just assume it's going to be similar to a sporting event. You know, I've been to Mizzou football games, Mizzou basketball games, and all they do is they just tape over, you know, either seats or, you know, sections of bleacher and just says nobody can sit here. And you know, you only sit in the available seats, and, you know, they're careful when you load in, load out. You know, they're going to load you in closest to your seat. And I think that's a great, you know, way to do things. And I think they should do that with, you know, a lot of the shows. I think that would give an opportunity for more people to see more shows, especially in like type seating, like also Nemo over at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that's such a big theater, and it just ate so many people. I know that they're, you know, that's one of the other things that sort of contributes to sometimes when the lines look long is that thing that everyone is in the park out and about somewhere. They're not in a theater seeing something. So,
all right, Donnie's got a question for you, Ricky. Does Rise of the Resistance do rider swap?
Yes, it does. So
that kid is super lucky if they.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I need a little sibling like that.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. They definitely do rider swap. Again, you just have to talk to the cast member out front. Now, every single person does have to have a boarding pass, so just keep that in mind. They do have to have a boarding pass in order to be able to ride the attraction, but you know, they'll still be able to accommodate you for a rider swap.
All righty, here's a question from the inbox. One of my great guests over at the Magic for Less. See, I have a listener question. We are headed down again July 3rd to the 9th. I'll actually be there during that time a little bit. Big family debate over which park to go to on the 4th. I know there was going to be no fireworks, so taking that out of the equation, boo hiss. That was Missy. That was not me.
Got it, not you.
Also,
yeah,
Missy, I back you up. Boo hiss. I love fireworks. That's why we're not going down to the 6th. Dude, this place we moved in St. Charles, it's crazy on the 4th of July because they're legal in our county, but they weren't in St. Louis County where I used to live. It's nuts. I mean, it's like Illuminations finale on New Year's Eve around this place. I was like, holy cow! Somebody's get the hose ready because I'm scared my new house is gonna burn down. Not a new house, just new to us. But I'm just like, dude, we just moved here. It's crazy. Anyway, so she says, I have a park reservation for Hollywood Studios right now, but 3/5 of the family members want to move it to the Magic Kingdom. You know the problem with raising your kids going to Disney? They grow up and they have opinions about their Disney trip. However, they believe you, Ricky, and Pam are their personal Disney gurus and will trust your thoughts way more than mom. Listen to that. We have influence more than mom. First of all, listen to your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Go clean your room, kids. Okay,
go do the dishes or the laundry. Yeah.
Okay, here's my thought on the 4th of July this year. Okay, I do have thoughts.
You have thoughts?
I think Missy is right. And here's why. This is the year to break tradition from what you normally do. Like, I'm usually an Epcot guy. I love Epcot on the 4th of July all the time. I just love Epcot. Mm-hmm. And it's bigger and it's just, you know, it's good for fireworks late at night. But I've never been to the studios on like a New Year's Eve, 4th of July situation. And this year might be the time. If there's not going to be fireworks, why not do something that you wouldn't do in a normal situation? I say embrace the change and take this 1 year, hopefully hiatus, to try something different. Pam, what do you say in this situation for 4th?
Yeah, I agree. You have to really look at some of these changes as opportunities, right? It's an opportunity to try something absolutely different than you have in the past. And I think probably Magic Kingdom will continue to be the most busy on holidays. It just is. People want to go there for the holiday, or even locals if they have friends or family in. and they are like, well, what do you want to do today? You know what their friends and family are going to say. So count on Magic Kingdom and probably Hollywood Studios being the most busy. If you are looking for a more relaxed experience, then check out one of the other parks. I mean, it may be the perfect day to go to Epcot. Epcot may be open until 11 o'clock. During spring break, there are like a bunch of nights. Epcot's open till 11.
Wow.
Like 11.
Wow. Yeah, that doesn't happen normally.
No, that doesn't happen normally. So this is like a huge opportunity in that space to do that. I wonder if the food and wine festival booths are going to be, whatever, Flower and Garden, food and wine, whatever festival's going on.
It's still Flower and Garden at that point. So yeah.
On the 4th of July, I'm just calling it the Festival of Freedom.
Yeah, let's just say
I love
it. Festival.
The Festival of Freedom is going on that day.
This year, the Festival of Freedom runs from July 4th to July 5th. Okay.
I love it. Yes.
So,
but I mean, if the festival booths are still open, I can't imagine the line at 10:45 p.m. is going to be that long for things. So this could be your chance to get in there and get some of those things that people talk about.
Absolutely. And like, to go back, I'm also going to say, stick with what you've got going on at Hollywood Studios. There's no reason necessarily to be at the Magic Kingdom on the 4th of July. There's no fireworks. It is going to be a busier day. The park will be definitely more packed than, packed, I use that in quotes, than, any of the other parks. So that's something to consider. Hollywood Studios will actually probably be pretty busy as well. So just keep that in mind, because again, that's the second most popular park right now, since, there are things like Rise of the Resistance and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and all that. So there's a lot of things that people haven't ridden yet that they're going to try to ride now that, they can. Actually, I broke with tradition for myself this year. Last year, Brian and I went to Animal Kingdom for Christmas Eve, which we never have done before in the past. And we decided, hey, you know what? Let's try to break tradition and try to go somewhere else. So that's what we did. It was great. Nobody was at Animal Kingdom on Christmas Eve. So I suspect it'll probably be the same for 4th of July, because nobody thinks to go to Animal Kingdom on holidays. So I would maybe consider actually switching it to Animal Kingdom that day, to be perfectly honest. You're probably not going to have that many people there. So
I'm looking at 0/5 of her family suggested Animal Kingdom for the 4th of July.
I'm well aware of that. I'm throwing that out there as an option to consider, because if you want less lines, I think that's going to be your best option, to be perfectly honest. So
absolutely. All right, Betsy's got a question that I could answer from 2 years ago. So here we go. She says, another one of my great guests over at the Magic for Less. Any idea how much an Uber would cost from Coronado Springs to the airport? Magical Express leaves a bit early for me sometimes, which I get. Okay, so the one time I took Uber to the airport, actually I've taken Uber to the airport a couple of times, but the time I remember, because I was by myself, it was that April of 2018 when I was down for the AEP, and we had at a Wilderness Lodge, and I ran the Star Wars on a whim because I was going to be there anyway. I signed up last minute, ran the half marathon, and my flight was like at 1:30 or something. So I ran seriously that day. I ran a really fast time because I was worried I was going to miss my plane more than I was trying to get a fast time. I was just like, I got to get done because I want to be one of the first ones on the bus back to Wilderness Lodge to grab my stuff and fly home. And I think it was, now again, here's the thing about Uber, it's surge pricing, right? I mean, it just depends like what time of day and how many are available, but I think it was like $38 pre-tip to get from Wilderness Lodge to the airport. So I would guess it's around $50 ish. I don't know. I haven't driven lately. I'd say
it's between $35 and $50 is you're going to be in that space. Yep.
Tip your driver nicely. All right, next question from the inbox. It's about steak at Olivia's. And did you know? This is another did you know? And you can check this out tomorrow on the feed on the BOGP open line. Olivia called in last night, or called in Sunday night to the show. Now, she's from North Carolina, and she's never been to Olivia's, but still, we did give her a shout out for her restaurant. She says, "Hello, Mike, Pam, and Ricky. It's my 1 year anniversary of listening to the podcast. Very nice. It kept me sane during March and April, so I'm grateful for your attitude and information. Thank you.
That's awesome."
She says, Olivia's period. Oh. Going for a short weekend girls trip over Easter with a friend who hasn't really done Disney before. No parks this time, just pool time. Sign me up. Disney Springs and dining. I suggested some places for her to check out online, and the menu she most liked was Olivia's. That's the problem. You have a smart friend. I'm just
No
saying.
kidding.
She wants, okay, here, now this is Ricky. You got to focus on this one.
Okay. I'm ready. Let's go.
You do the mouse for less stuff. You do all that stuff. She wants the prime rib, which is on brunch and dinner menus. Though on the dinner menu, it says the prime rib is available after 11 a.m. I want, now this isn't me, this is Olivia. No, this is not Olivia. This is Kiara from Connecticut.
Okay.
And I'm getting all kinds of confused. We have too many women's names going on here. I want the New York strip steak. Well, I'll take that too, which appears on the lunch menu only. Currently holding 2 reservations at 2:00, which I thought was lunch, but looks like it's brunch that weekend, and a 7 p.m. that night. Question: when can we both get what we want? Would Olivia be serving both their brunch and lunch menus at 2:00? Thank you for any ideas about that, Kiara, Connecticut. Ricky, what do you do? I need to yell back into the kitchen. We need a prime rib. We need a New York strip. Let's get it.
Okay. So it's not on the, I mean, I'm so confused, but that's okay. I would say just ask, because they would probably be more than happy to assist you no matter what time of the day you go. Let's just be perfectly honest. So I would say just ask.
Yeah, because typically, I mean, the thing about
they've
Olivia,
they've got the prime rib. Well, the prime rib is going to be the harder thing to do, because that's a process to cook prime rib. So whatever has the prime rib, go during that time period, and then ask for your steak, because the steak they're going to have, I mean, more than likely they're going to have a steak available. So that's, yeah.
Is that the way to go about that, Pam? Because I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know the difference between prime rib and a New York strip. It's a steak.
Yeah, a prime rib is actually a whole big thing.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah, that it's going to take. It's not like you take it out of the refrigerator and put it on the grill and you're done in 15 minutes. No, this is like it's baking in the oven. It's cooking, not baking, but cooking in the oven. So, yeah, and that's what I would do if you're looking for the prime rib. Do that, but not to burst anyone's bubbles, but just to set expectations that the menus can change at any time.
This is true.
The app has been good. Things have been updated very frequently, but I just want to put it out there. If this is a make or break your tip kind of thing, don't make it a make or break your tip kind of thing.
Right.
And anyway, the buttermilk chicken's what to get at Olivia's. So.
Yes. I've had that prime rib. It is very good. I'm not going to lie. That prime rib is excellent. So go for the prime rib. I mean, really, honestly, like prime rib or steak, I think I'm choosing the prime rib anyway. So go for the prime rib instead of the New York strip.
The girl wants what she wants.
I know. I got it. Trust me. I'm well aware of that myself.
That's what they always tell me, my girls.
I'm well aware of that myself. Yes.
What you want, whatever. Okay. We got a couple of recently Uber riders in the chat. So Diane says that they had an Uber XL driver who made us a deal for, you're making deals now? What am I reading? $50 to the airport. He gave us a business card and did a 5 a.m. pickup. Okay.
I've had deals with Uber drivers before. I'm not going to lie.
This kind of thing. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Jennifer says they did an Uber XL, family of 3 with luggage, usually a $65 pre-trip every time she's checked. So it's about, $50, $60.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to decide how much is your time worth? And I like that. I mean, it's options. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
See here. We have another question. And here it is. Hey, BOGP friends. I'm crossing my fingers that my company's scheduled annual meeting in Orlando this November will actually happen. I was thinking about going down a day early and maybe staying at the Riviera and hitting Epcot and Disney Springs. I'm a Disney veteran, but I've only been to Disney with my family and have never done a solo trip. Any tips on what the best place to stay would be? I know people go on solo trips all the time, but I'm a little apprehensive about it. Any thoughts? Love the show and thanks for all you do. Oh man, Shannon works for Papa John's. I need pizza. It's got the logo right here in the signature. Cool. Dude, so I'm going to be down there in November and try to find this meeting and be like, hey, I've eaten a lot of your pizza because we had it every Friday at my elementary school. It was Papa John's Day, and you could buy an extra slice if you wanted. And I pushed that with my 6th grade. Well, actually, my 6th graders would buy whole extra pizza.
Oh my gosh.
Great boys. It was like $6. Anyway, like $8. They got together, they split a whole extra pizza. Anyway,
That's awesome.
and I didn't care because I would have done the same thing as a sixth grader. Okay, anyway, so what was the question? Oh, question about what to say. Here's what I'm thinking. This is the perfect opportunity if you're just gonna do one night, like pre-conference where you might have to stay somewhere else, you're solo. I would try to get one of those tower studios at the Riviera just because you can see
Yeah.
it's a unique place to stay.
It
Am
is.
I not right? I mean, it's an opportunity.
Yeah. It is. I was gonna say anything on the Skyliner, I think is perfect if you're for a solo traveler because you'll have transportation options right there. And I mean, the Skyliner is just an awesome, awesome thing. I really enjoy it. I think it's an attraction and a form of transportation. It gets you where you need to go, and it does it in style, if nothing else. So I think something on the Skyliner line for sure. But absolutely, if you can do one of those tower studio rooms at the Riv, that'd be awesome.
Right. I mean, sometimes it's hard to get because there's not a lot of them. But I mean, if you could get one, I would get it early. And because again, the whole thing is I know people are like apprehensive about, okay, well, I'm not sure what I want. Book it. You can always modify, cancel, whatever you need. I mean, just
Yep.
if it's there, and I know you got to put down a little bit of money, but it's always refundable till that final payment, or till 6 days out for the room only. Grab it, and then you still have that gives you the option. You can modify it somewhere else. You can cancel it if you need to, but it's there, and it might not be there, next week. So, Ricky, I think everybody feels a little apprehensive the first time they go down solo, but I think this is a great way to do it because she's not going down for 5 days solo, right? She's going down for like 1 day pre-conference where she'll be focused with coworkers and have it at hand. There's a freedom. I mean, I think 1 day solo is amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, y'all know I'm the queen of solo trips at this point. So, I am aware of my surroundings. Just keep that in mind. Like I do pay attention to what I'm doing. But I mean, being so
there's a tire behind your head. I don't want to tell you.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, that's fine. But I mean, it's just one of those things where you're right, Mike, that freedom to kind of just do whatever you want, whenever you want is so spectacular. Like I can't even stress how wonderful it is to just be free, like it's amazing. So, have a loose plan and then go where the wind takes you. That's my theory on those solo trips, just literally have like an idea of what you want to do and then go from there. That's the best.
All right. Emily's got a question here, which I think is applicable to so many people. She says, what's your best tip for making a special birthday celebration for a 6-year-old on a Magic Kingdom day? I know a lot of the extras aren't available right now. Just looking to add even more magic to the day. And I think this is kind of a challenge because in the past, we've always had those answers like, a Pirates League or a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique or, the haircut or something like that. And a lot of this stuff isn't available. However, I think this is just my advice. It's how you frame the day, right? I mean, you build up to it. Obviously, there are tangible things. You can get a birthday button. Wear that. Don't just wear it on the day you go to the Magic Kingdom. Wear it from the time you check in to the time you're on that airplane going home. Because you never know it'll pop up. You can't expect anything, but I mean, things do happen from time to time. Just really, I would just make it about that kid from the time they wake up. Mallory celebrated her birthday at Walt Disney World a couple times, like at Pop Century. And, just that morning it wasn't a big deal, but I went down and got the Mickey waffles or the Mickey waffle, the Mickey head thing, and some sausage. She loves sausage links. And so when she woke up that morning, it was like breakfast in bed. And we had like a little gift that we put in the luggage that we gave her. And like that started her day. She was so excited. Then that day she picked everything. Like we went and she got a hairdo at the Grand Floridian that day at that Ivy Trellis. Now it's not available. But I mean, even without that, we would have still had a great day because she was driving the day. And so I think even though you can't do a lot of tangible things or, you can buy stuff like get a souvenir or something, but a lot of those experiences aren't available. It's just about the attitude of the day. So Ricky, I mean, kind of the same thing.
Absolutely. I was going to suggest exactly what you did. Let them choose what they want to do all day. Let them be in charge and you just go with their whim. And that's the best thing I think you can do is like, let them just be in charge. So.
Jennifer saying, you could decorate the room and windows. I know Scott did that for Emily down there for her birthday at Old Key West. Now he said that he did it the night before as she after she fell asleep, and she stayed up a little later than expected, and everything kind of fell down because the tape didn't stick. So just be careful. I don't know, Pam, what else? I mean, I think it's just really your attitude and really celebrating that child.
It is. And I think whether it's a child or an adult too, that's kind of the cool thing is let that person choose where they want to eat or what they want to do. Make sure you tell, note it in there when you're making your dining reservation, let them know that it's, their birthday. I think that at times they'll be able to do a little something, not always, but sometimes, and just let that person decide where the wind's going to take you that day, what you're going to do. And as a parent, sometimes that's hard to do because you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to end up doing, fill in the blank to whatever. But it actually is kind of fun to sort of release that control over to someone
oh
else.
my gosh, I have to write It's a Small World over and over and over and over again. But if that's what they want to do that day, let them do it. Yeah.
You gotta be careful though, because there's like that Netflix movie out there right now where the parents had to say yes for the entire day and the kids made them drive their car through the car wash with the windows down.
Oh,
yeah, it's not right. We talked about that Sunday night too. We have a good time on those Sunday Night Live shows. I'm not kidding. We talk about everything. We have kids calling and from California. They're awesome. They call on their siblings. They take turns every week and they know they're Disney. It's pretty sweet. So we talked about that movie last night. Okay. Last question of the day is from Hillary. She's also in Connecticut. We're really popular in Connecticut today.
Look at us.
What's Connecticut? I'm trying to think what state is that? Like, let's see. Pennsylvania is the Keystone State. Delaware is the Constitution State, I think. I'll have to do some research. Anyway, doesn't matter. Hey, BOGP team. I have a question for an upcoming trip the week of April 21st of 22. Right. We have a park reservation for Animal Kingdom, but dinner at 6 p.m. in Epcot. I know there is park hopping allowed later in the day, but will we be able to get into Epcot for our dining reservation as we're annual pass holders with park hopping? I believe Epcot's open to 11 p.m. that week. Just wanted to double check. Thanks as always for the great info. Hillary, Pam, lay some good news on her to get to close out the show.
Yes, we hope, but I will also just say that your guess is as good as ours in terms of April 2022, whether or not park hopping will be available.
It was actually 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't get to it fast enough. My fault.
Wait, April hasn't happened yet?
Oh, no. Well, no, it's 3/21. It's March. I can't read. I can't make calculations.
Wait, so was she going in March? Or
it was yesterday that they were recording. I hope she had a good meal.
Okay, got it.
Yes. So park hopping is available after 2 p.m. right now. That's the rule for that. There's a phone number that you just go ahead and call and see if park hopping is available. Once you call it, gives you a little message that tells you what parks are available for park hopping. And we really haven't seen people be shut out of park hopping. I know that that's something that a lot of people worry about. Of course, that could change in the future. Maybe it becomes more challenging, but that hasn't been the case. Even on the busiest days, although park hopping for short periods of time may be unavailable at certain parks, it always opens back up, or it always has at this point. So to this point, till right now, you'll have to let us know, though. Did you go and do it?
Yeah, where'd you go? 6 o'clock dinner at Epcot. I could do that. That sounds good to me. And shout out to my buddy Dan Cameron, always in the live chat, bailing me out once again. Connecticut is the Constitution State or the Nutmeg State. So you got
like nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Constitutionally correct Nutmeg State. We could say. I don't know. All right. Thanks, Dan. Okay. And don't forget, you can send in your questions, get them in the inbox. Just send them to mike@beourguestpodcast.com. Put listener question in the title, and we'll put those right there in the queue and answer them right away. Also, you can join us at around 5:45 Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time at this point. If you're listening around the world, you can make your UTC calculations as needed, but because that's so confusing to me. I can't. I've tried. If you ever notice, like right around daylight savings time, the podcast may come out an hour early or it may come out an hour later than normal. It's because I didn't make the calculation right, and I got to kind of settle in to see, like, okay, that came out at 7.
Well, everyone's just tired because it takes like about a month
to hit it.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm still not wanting to go to bed at night, right? When it's time,
No.
and certainly not wanting to get up in the morning. It's
No.
the weirdest thing.
Right. So anyway, we're at about 5:45 Eastern Daylight Time on Mondays. Come on by. You can get your question right there on the show right away. And actually, a lot of folks just hang out with us and we have the conversations going on during the show, and you're helping out a lot of other guests. So do join us live on Facebook or YouTube. It's a lot of fun. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Again, booking 2022 summer cruises right now. And one of the things I didn't mention earlier is that when you book with the Magic for Less, it's the exact same price as booking directly with Disney Cruise Line, but you get an onboard credit. And that money spends just like cash. It's like this Lucky the Leprechaun popped out on the cruise, like just handing you money. Like, here, you want to buy that at the store? Go ahead. Hey, you want to drink it? Well, I'll take care of you. I'll buy this guy around. Whatever. Here's the thing. Everybody lean in. I'll tell you a secret. You can use the onboard credit for gratuities. Don't. If you use the onboard credit for gratuities, I'm going to find you, because that is money that is meant to be, I know, like, I'm as practical as they come. I get it. Have fun with it. Like, seriously, have fun.
Yes.
Anyway, that's
we need a whole campaign on things you can and cannot do with your onboard credit. Like, maybe we need a campaign where we're like, the Magic for Less Travel, let us buy your drinks on your next cruise or something, right?
I'll end up on with like 50 clients. I'll be like, dude, Magic for Less, they're buying drinks for the 7-nighter. I'm like, no, I didn't say that. I only have like 2 margaritas and I'm done. So
we buy you expensive Disney Cruise Line pillows.
You should be sailing with me. I'll be done. I'll be like, I'm out. I can't do this. Anyway, so check out the magicforless.com. All the itineraries over there. Of course, we're booking Walt Disney World through summer of 2022 as well. Summer 2022 is really opening up lately. I didn't think about that. So, and we can get you down there more recently than that. So the magicforless.com, mention the show, fill out the quote form. I'll take great care of you. I promise you that. Magicforless.com. Also, please use our, I'm looking at the live chat. Sorry about that. Please use our Amazon affiliate link. It's over at beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Free way to support the show. One extra click is all it takes. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons. You guys are allowing us to do 3 shows, actually 4 shows on the feed a week right now, with the Thursday additional show and a live show every Sunday night. So if you'd like to become a patron, just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. We're on the social media. We love talking to you at beourguestmike and at beourguestpod, Instagram and Twitter. And of course, Facebook and YouTube. Slam the bell. Subscribe, whatever YouTubers say. I don't know, because I'm not a YouTuber. All right, we're going to get out of here.
YouTubers,
you
right?
are. You just don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I tell my daughter, like on the first day of school, when they go around and make you stand up and say like your name, like what your parents do, please mention that your dad is a YouTube star and he's an influencer, because that would just be cringeworthy, right? Because I'm not either one of those things, but yeah, it's kind of fun. My dad.
I would be wondering to see what you would influence people to buy. I think that would be interesting.
That's the biggest thing I do. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I bet you I do, because that's something you can get immediately and it sounds good in the moment, right? I bet you I do. I bet if I'm an influencer of anything, it is buying Taco Bell. I bet you. Not that I influence anybody, but I'm just saying, okay, so I have the Taco Bell app on my phone, right? And it ran, and I have I should turn the notifications off, but it'll like once every 4 or 5 days, it'll send me a notification. And when it sends a notification, it goes bong with that Taco Bell, like,
oh gosh, are you kidding me?
I'm like Pavlov's dog. Like, I'm like, I need Taco Bell. I need tacos. It's so perfect. Anyway, so yeah, that's probably it. And we got to close the show so we can actually do another show.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
so
do it.
For Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to get back to work and not to Taco Bell. But hey, if you go to Taco Bell, it's fine too. We'll see you real soon.
It's not fine.
That. Dude, not really hungry. Okay. Episode. Oops. 1870.
Oh my goodness.
That is absolutely acceptable.
Rainforest room? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That is the way to spend it. Not a joke.
Yes, that's how you do it.
Yes.
We're still looking for our Be Our Guest podcast cruise. We'll try to figure something out. We'll get that out there soon with what we're kind of thinking on that next one. Because my family's asking too. Oh, PepsiCo. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say because I drink Coke. That's a problem. I don't get a drink at Taco Bell because I drink Coke Zero. That's like two warring factions there. All right, here we go. Ultimate pool day, cannonball. Here we go.
Dude, got Yahtzee.
No, dude, no, that was a plank. Remember, like you just go in like a ball.
Yep.
That is the
Like
fucking
that's too plunge.
That video. I can't start the show because I'm thinking about the video. Dude, kid, get out of the way. He got a Yahtzee. Like what? Anyway, okay, yeah, we do got to mention that. That is something fun.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't keep a straight face now. The video is so fun. I haven't seen that video probably in over.
I'm gonna have to go back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back.
That video is because Steve is. I mean, he was a bored dude. He stayed.
He was committed.
My knee like bend at the end. I can't hang in there the whole time. He did.
It was Yahtzee with drinks though, too, so maybe that helped.
Oh my god, I ate so much cheese that day too. Because we had like one of those cheese trays, like the cubes. Dude, I must have ate 50 cubes of cheese that day when we were playing Yahtzee. I cannot stop eating cheese when it's like in little squares. I just pound it.
Layers of cheese, no. Squares, yes. Got it.
They never fill you up ever. Like, who else can have that fruit? You can eat the grapes.
I mean, Mike's not gonna have normal poop after that.
Yeah, see, there you go. Should have go there again. Again, I was thinking it. She said it out of her mouth.
Out of her mouth.
It came out of the mouth.
It came right out.
It's the only thing anything came out of, but it was she came out of her mouth. She had to say it out.
Those words came right out.
Out into a microphone.
They did.
Okay.
Hey, I should not be in front of a microphone. We're just
hashtag truth.
Pam and I say that often.
And yet you still ask me to be in front of the podcast.
Right?
Still send the link every I should know. Okay, here we go. 1872.
Send the link. I like that. As opposed to just keeping it to ourselves.
She'll be like, I just want to get in on that show.
Don't send it to Ricky.
I didn't get the guest link.
Why didn't I get to get on today?
Oh, I wonder why you didn't get the guest link.
Are you sending me the link? I'll be like, mute.
I sure did. I don't know why you don't have it.
It must be
like a you problem.
I'm like, check your spam filter. No, it's not there either. Okay, there we go. 1872. Here we go. Welcome to episode 1872 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you had a great and productive week. Today, we are getting in the spirit. We are going to have so much fun because Pam, Ricky, and we're going to tackle really a topic that you need to think about if you're going to Walt Disney World anytime throughout the year, but especially spring, summer, fall. We're talking about planning the ultimate pool day at Walt Disney World, which you can do at the values, the moderates, or the deluxes. You need to slow down sometimes. And a pool day, while I know you're thinking when you're sitting at home, I can't do it. I got to go to the Magic Kingdom. Got to be at the studios. Got to get that board. I'm telling you what, when you take a pool day, especially in the middle of your trip, it's glorious. And we're going to talk about that today. So joining me today from the mouseforless.com, we have Ricky. Cannonball! What's up, Ricky? At a splash.
I am very skilled at the cannonball. So I
bet you hold your nose when you jump in the water.
I do not hold my nose. Thank you very much. I have taken lots of swimming lessons and I go in full force. Now, I used to know how to like dive. Now, of course, you don't want to dive into any of the pools at Disney. But like
it's the first thing you've broken the rules. You
can't dive. Don't dive.
Like 30 seconds in.
Exactly. But like, when you actually go to a pool that you can dive into, I used to actually know how to officially dive into a pool. And then somehow as I've gotten older, I've gotten more terrified of diving into the pool. So I just don't do it. So I just, I like to cannonball instead. So yeah. I don't know why. Why did I get more scared about like
Yeah, I'm lost on that. Let's
I
have
don't
a discussion
understand.
about that later.
I think like my fear of heights hit me, and like I sit there and I go, nah, I'm good. I'll just.
Are you diving from the high dive?
I mean, yeah, I've dove from like a actual diving board, like a high dive diving board. Yeah, not like a really
like
high
a 15-meter platform. Or what are we talking here?
Well, you know, when you like go to the YMCA and they teach you how to dive,
it's
like
the regular diving board.
Yeah, and I mean,
and
I guess
you're getting more afraid of that. Okay,
I'm
just trying to break it down.
Yeah, not like a little one, but like one that's a little bit higher off the ground,
like the low dive at Bangor Park.
Sure. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: nobody's gonna care except me and you. Did you ever go off the high dive at Bangor Park?
See, I think I did, but I don't think I can do it now.
You did. You would know you did because it scared the crap out of every kid.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Way too high.
I'm pretty sure I did, but like now, you would never catch me on it. But I'm pretty sure I did.
The thing, I can't believe because that was again something they wouldn't allow kids to do. Now that sucker was super high. You had to climb a ladder. You got up there, and I'm not kidding. The first time I went off it, like I could hear the wind blowing up there. I'm like, it's windy up here. Like, how high am I?
I know, right?
County little, city pool. Like I was like, dude, it's windy. Like, is this safe?
Yes.
You get up there, but then all your friends are at the bottom. Like you can't.
Right.
At that point, you gotta go. Like
you gotta do it. Yeah, I think they had one at the Civic Center too, and like
yes, they do. Same height. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely went off the one at the Civic Center. I know that for sure. So, but now I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it at all. No.
Childhood memories. This is actually Midwest, pretty much. Okay. Also, we got the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, how do you feel about 10-meter boards? What do you think?
I have dove from them many times. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really looking just the regular diving board, even the low dive. That's fine. I can still do that. The high one, I probably would. It would pause. I would take pause a little bit, but I would probably still do it. Just I've taken a lot of swimming lessons too. In fact, when I was a child, this is why this episode is perfect for me. When I was a child, I was very much convinced that I could breathe underwater. That's how much time I spent swimming. Yes, wow. Totally. I mean, I would dive in from one side of the pool, hit the other opposite side, and come back. I was able to do that. I know, right?
That's impressive.
I know it was sort of impressive at that time. I mean, mildly impressive. It's not my job or anything today, but it's there. So I love being in the pool. It's actually one of my favorite things to do in the water of any kind, in the ocean, in a lake, in a pool. I will do them all.
I will say, first of all, the hashtag is hashtag Pam has gills.
Yes, there you go.
Behind my ears right here.
And my daughter Mallory, the one thing she never stops talking about is snorkeling with Pam Forrester. Constantly. I mean, it's for years. Constantly. She still says that.
I know. I can't wait to do it again. So we've done it a couple times. Yes, I know. I have the ability. I amaze my family because when we go snorkeling, I never want to go in. And so my family is long tired. They're like, okay, we're dying. Like we're going in. And I'm like, it seems like we've just started.
Right.
Going in for the week.
A loop over there, right? Yeah.
I paid $6 for these fins and this snorkel.
I'm gonna go.
That's exactly right.
That's right. This snorkel that has been in other people's mouths.
Yes.
It's in my mouth.
Now with COVID, no.
I think now you're buying a snorkel, probably.
Now you're buying a snorkel.
I'll have to bring my snorkel from home.
$20 you get to wear it to the Golden Mickeys that night.
Goodness, though. I mean, you think about the fact that we used to do that and be okay with it. Now you're like, I'm gonna think twice about that.
They do put it in a disinfectant. It's not like they ripped it out of someone's mouth and handed it over.
There you go.
That guy, get his snorkel.
I played a lot of sports and stuff was just constantly gross. So that stuff didn't faze me. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So let's hop in here because we want to give people tips. Like, you
missed your opportunity. You could have said, let's dive in. Come on, Mike Roman. Let's go. Let's go.
Take two. Let's dive.
Go back. Yes.
Go back.
Okay. We're not editing that. Anyway, so here's the deal. A pool day, like I said, is awesome. And like I said, you can do this at All-Star Movies. You can do this at Pop Century, Art of Animation. It doesn't matter because think about the value hotels. They have multiple pools. When we first started going to Disney, we always stayed at Pop. The bowling pin pool was like where we went. We love the bowling pin pool, even though the Hippy Dippy pool is the feature pool. Now, if the computer pool is your favorite, we
No.
gotta talk.
We got problems. We got to talk.
It's
Yeah.
cool down there, but I mean, come on. I don't know why.
It's a giant square. It's a giant square. Come on.
But I did like the one at All Star Sports that had the backstop like a ball field. That was even though it was kind of square, it had cool stuff to look at around it. Anyway, again, you can have a great pool day, but I think it's how you approach it. So let me start with Ricky. Ricky, when you're on site and you're going to plan a pool day, do you plan it mid-trip, late trip, early trip, or do you just spontaneously say it's a pool day? Like, what's your general strategy as far as when to have a pool day?
I personally think having a pool day like mid to late trip is a good idea. So the reason I suggest that is I'm a parks person for the most part. So I would want to hit the 4 parks first. Then I would take a pool day if I was staying 7 days. Then I'd take my pool day and then I go to the parks the last few days. Like that's kind of how I would do it. Now, of course, if you're not staying 7 days and you're only staying like 4 days or 5 days, you do as you see fit of splitting it that way. But I personally always would do it right in the middle. Whenever I was planning a pool or even water park day, I would do like right in the middle. So.
I agree. And I think too, here's how I kind of see, I always try to picture things with like, stuff that's visual in video games, right? Some games, like you're playing it and like, you have 100% strength at the beginning. And then, as things happen, people punch you in the game. Or,
yes.
Like your strength meter starts like petering out, right? And all of a sudden you're at 50%, you're starting to turn yellow. And all of a sudden you're like blinking red, like, oh dude, you're about to die. Cause you're like 10%. Like you need to hit the energy thing.
Yep.
I see this as your pool day, Pam, right? I think like mid to late trip, like this can really regenerate, bring everybody back to get. All of a sudden, I'm hearing. Was that you? I still hear myself.
Do you hear yourself now?
Check. Nope. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Nope. No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the same. Let me start that over. What was it? Where were we? Okay, I'm ready.
Full day re-energizes you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what I said first though. 9, 10.
The lives, you guys are dying.
Oh yeah.
Because you like a video game.
Hang on, I'm just trying to think what Ricky said. Would you say, Ricky, you closed out?
Did I do it in the middle?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That is a great point. Now, Pam, of course, we got to think a little bit more about this right now with having to have theme park reservations and kind of a more rigid schedule for the immediate future. But, I kind of like to see things with like a visual implication. And when I think about it like a video game where, you say you're playing some like 80s fighting game, somebody's jabbing you. You start off with 100% strength, and all of a sudden you're like at 70% strength, 50% strength. You're turning yellow. Then all of a sudden you're like 25, you're red, you're flashing. And you're like, I got to get to the energy source. I got to re-energize my family.
Yeah.
Pool day is exactly what that is, Pam. I mean, it brings everybody back and lets everybody kind of, we don't have to be on our feet all day. We can chill. Mm-hmm. So is that kind of how you see it?
Yes. I like that though. It's like we're dipping into like the pool of energy, right? I mean, that's the whole, that's the beauty.
The pool of energy.
It is.
I like it.
It is. No, I agree. I like to have a pool day, like a midpoint, and I like one toward the end too, because truly, I mean, this is so cliche, but Disney is sort of the vacation you need a vacation from once you get home because you're tired. You've been walking, you've been in the heat, you've been eating weird stuff, you're on the go from the morning until the evening, whatever. So I absolutely agree. The pool day, even a pool afternoon sort of will re-energize us. And you cannot discount an evening pool jaunt too, right? I mean, there's nothing better than night swimming. I know, right? Nothing better. It just, that to me is such a vacation thing. Because even though we had a pool when I was younger, like at home, we didn't really go in at night, but on vacation,
yeah, of course,
we went in the pool at night. So, I mean, that's kind of a cool thing, but yeah, there's something about a night swim. It feels so vacation-y. It just is like you're staying up late and your parents are sanctioning this event. This is an okay thing to do. And I love it. And even right now, when some of the parks close early, that would be the perfect time to put that in. So yeah, don't discount the pool.
Okay, so I want to make this like real practical tips for the pool day. So like, hot takes or secret stuff, like they do on YouTube. Not that we're trying to do like a YouTube thing, but I want, people to get something out of this that maybe they haven't thought of, that we've learned over the years with taking the pool day. And I'll say my first one, this one isn't like real. I'm kind of saving my big one because I bet you guys are going to take it. But here's the thing. When you have your pool day, you got to commit to the pool day mentally, because it's really hard for somebody like me to say, yeah, man, I'm having fun. Like I'm at Stormalong Bay, like one of the best pools, or I'm at the dig site at Coronado Springs. I love that pool. But the thing is, like, you got to say, I am having a great day. You can't say, I wonder what's going on at Epcot. What am I missing? Like, am I missing seeing American Adventure for the 95th time in my life? Or, oh, dude, I could be on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Well, you could, but you would have been standing in line for 35 minutes in the heat, and right now you're sitting by the pool with a margarita, like, I mean, who's winning really? I mean, at that point, the thing is, you got to be comfortable with the choice you make. You can't regret it and say, but I'm at the pool, but I could be doing. No, you got to say, this is awesome. Like, you just got to buy in. And so that's my number one tip is let yourself enjoy the pool day. Don't think about what's going on everywhere else. Enjoy the pool. That's where you can really have the fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ricky. So give us another tip. What do you got for a pool day?
Well, first of all, your tip is so key, because for someone like me, who is a parks person, it is so hard to take that pool day and be okay with it. Like you're exactly right. You really have to commit to the fact of, okay, today is a pool day, and it's okay that it's a pool day, and it's okay that you're not in the parks. But to kind of correlate with that, I'm going to say to plan to do your pool day in the afternoon and have that be your thing. And then have the evening, and if you really want to, then go into the park in the evening and make sure you go and grab a dinner or something like that, or at least have, if you're not going to be able to go to the park, like say you didn't buy enough park tickets or whatever, or you really, whatever, make sure you have a dinner planned somewhere, like scheduled outside of the park or outside of at your resort or at another resort. So that way you at least have something to go do in the evening. That way you're not like thinking, oh, I should be in the park now, something like that. So either go into the park in the evening or have a really good dinner planned for that evening. That's again, I'm going back to when we would go to the water park, and that was what we did. We would make sure we had just a really good dinner planned. And that really seemed to help kind of make the day more rounded as well.
And I do that, but here's kind of my strategy on that, because I don't want to. I do like a pool day, but I don't like to be in the pool 8 hours. Like, I'm 3-4 hours and I'm good. That's enough. But here's what I do: I combine it with, but I do stay out of the parks that day for the reason of the next day I'm more excited to go back to the parks because I had a whole day outside of the parks. So what I'll do is have dinner say I am staying at Yacht Club in July. This would be an opportunity for me to schedule a dinner at the Riviera, and that night, you know what I'm saying? And like ride the Skyliner over to the Riviera, and I don't go into a park, but I still get to go have another experience or Disney Springs. I'm staying out of the parks and I'm kind of just having a different type day. So I agree with what you're saying, Ricky, but I totally even stay out of the park for that day, because then that next day I'm fired up to get back to whatever park I'm going to. Like, I missed it. I got a little bit of missing it. And so I think that's a great point. So Pam, what about you? Give us your first hack for the pools.
So we actually plan for the pool day, and we bring some things from home that sort of make that day complete for us. So one of the things we bring is we usually bring some games, be it cards or Yahtzee or whatever kind of travel game. We have a sort of a small pack of travel games that we do travel with. Because we want to really enjoy that time. And sometimes it just takes sort of refocusing on something. So we do that. We plan on ordering things from the, from that pool area, and or if we ordered something from Instacart, we have a small collapsible cooler that we bring from home. We fill it up with ice from the ice machines, and then we can take that to the pool with us as well. So we really try to plan for our pool days. And when we're there, we sort of get there early. We enjoy the whole atmosphere. There's different activities for the kids at different times. There are there's so many benefits of that, really and truly. And Disney has been creatively still employing some of these kids' activities. And you see the kids, they love those activities. And I have no doubt that there are a lot of kids that go home, and that was one of the favorite things that they did on their vacation is they hung out there,
Oh,
they
yeah,
played pool games, they did stuff like that. So don't discount that.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Go ahead, Ricky.
Even as a kid, myself, I mean, obviously my favorite day was, favorite thing to do on vacation was swim at the pool. So, I mean, that's 100%. You're correct on that one.
I will say, so looking back on our memories of pool days, and a lot of times we do travel together, sometimes, it's Pam and Ricky. Sometimes, Ricky's not there. I'm not there. It just depends who's there. But I know that we've spent, and I think it was a couple of 4th of July's, like that morning to that afternoon, because we wanted to, this is again, of course, in fireworks times, we go over to Epcot, but we would spend, I know one year we spent time, we were at the Polynesian and we spent time there playing, like you said, but it's so much more fun because, like you said, we brought snacks. I mean, Cheetos taste better poolside. Like, I mean, you might have Cheetos at home, but like when you're sharing Cheetos or a cheese tray or fresh fruit or, crackers, what have you, Funyuns. I don't think we have Funyuns, but those would be good. Everybody had bad breath. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, we had those, like, just a bag of snacks, and like everybody could snack. We played Yahtzee, like you said, and little travel board games. We just kind of hung out. You got hot. You jumped in the pool for 20 minutes. You popped back out, and it was awesome. And one time, now you might not think about this because we were staying at, we were staying at Boardwalk that time, but we kind of set up camp at one of the quiet pools.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a great thing to do for a pool day. It's glorious. Now you miss out on, like you said, the kids are going to enjoy the DJ, playing, throw this in the bucket, name that tune and Disney trivia, but you could combine, do a couple hours at the quiet pool and oh man, that was such a great day. And then maybe transition to the feature pool at your hotel, right, Pam? I mean, I think Scott always talks about this too. Quiet pools are very underrated. A lot of people don't even know they're there, but it's like you own the place a lot of times.
It's true. I mean, everyone heads for the feature pool. And that's, I understand why. That's where the slide is. If you're staying at a moderate or an above resort, that is where the social activities are going to be taking place. That's where the activities are. But every resort is going to have quiet pools too, except for French Quarter is actually, but you have access to the quiet pools over at Port Orleans Riverside because they're sister resorts. So those quiet pools, what makes them different is that's not where the lifeguards are. That's not where the snack bar is or the other bar. It is just a place where there is going to be chairs and a few umbrella tables, and you're just going to be swimming, and that's what's going to be there. But that's fun, especially when you're there with a bunch of people. So,
oh yeah. I mean, it was like basically when we did that day, it was like we owned it was like renting out a pool. Like for the 4th of July, it was crazy because we had our snacks, we had our everything we needed, and we had a good time. I mean, it was just a great time, and it was right outside of our room. Really good. Okay, so let me give my tip though for the second round here. This is a big one, which I didn't even know about until I researched it. The one detail, and in the live chat, Diane mentions that pool days remind her of being on a cruise. That's exactly what it does. It's chill. Okay, so you may or may not know that you can rent cabanas at select deluxe resort hotels. You can rent these cabanas, and you might have seen them. You can rent them at the Grand Floridian, the Contemporary. You can also rent them at Stormalong Bay. If you want to rent them, you just call WDW Play, 407 WDW Play. Pricing I have for those so you can rent them either for a full day or a half day. During off season, they're $149 for a full day, and during peak season, they're $249. For the half day, it's either 10 to 2 or 3 to 7. It's $99 for the half day or $159 during peak times. Now, think about that. That's like a steal because you're going to have more than one person. Now, if it's your family and you're like, I'm the dad of the whole family, and that's not so much a steal. I'm going like say you're like a couple of couples, right? You split the cost because these things hold a few people. But here's what they have. I mean, you've probably seen them, but just, then they vary, but for the basically like padded furniture, like a chairs and a couch, a ceiling fan, a Bluetooth speaker. They have TVs with cable. They have, some of them come with fruit trays, a mini fridge with sodas and water. Some of them have safes. That's kind of crazy. Towels and so forth. And Here's the thing I didn't know. I don't know if you guys even knew this. So to get the ones at Stormalong Bay, you have to be a guest of the beach and the yacht club. That's it. However, and this is straight from Disney's website today, you can rent the ones, the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian, even if you're not staying there, you can rent those. So that's an interesting little hack. You know, maybe you splurge and have it. You could stay at Pop Century and have a day. I'm at the cabana at the Grand Floridian. I mean, how cool would that be? That'd be, you know, you're always looking for something like people always ask, like it's somebody's birthday. This is something you could do. And really, I mean, because think about it, like you have your own little cabana. I mean, how cool would that be for a 6-year-old? Like we're having a pool day and we're having a cabana. But I mean, they're high demand. Like you got to get on them early, 60 days out WDW play. But it's an option. So I would say cabanas really make it basically, it's like your pool day on steroids, right? Because you have your little, and actually one of them, the one at the Grand says dedicated cast member providing service to the cabanas. Now, I'm not going to say what they used to call that because I don't even know if that's politically correct anymore. But you have somebody taking care of you. Because wasn't that I forget what they call that, a cabana boy, but it's probably a cabana girl, cabana person. I don't know. But
cabana person.
You got a person there. I mean, I never even get padded chairs when I go to the Cardinals game. I sit on the bleachers. I can get a back. So I'm just that's plush. Get a cabana. They're not that I would think they would be more expensive than that if I had to guess, considering where they are, you know, at the hotels. All right, so that's it. Get a cabana. Ricky, what else you got?
So I think that one of the things that is very handy to have for especially now, I know it's handy to have while you're staying at the resort overall, but especially if you're planning at least one pool day, maybe more, really consider that refillable mug. You know, it's so nice to be able to just go and grab a beverage quickly. You know, some of them have the beverage stations near-ish the pools, which is kind of cool too. So you can just go and grab a drink from there. But having the refillable mug and having the ease to just go and grab a drink, you know, is so simple. Now, of course, you could have drinks, you know, like Pam was talking about, have them delivered as far as, you know, like a Instacart or something like that, or Amazon Prime. But, you know, if you didn't do that ahead of time or whatever, grabbing, you know, making sure you have that refillable mug and going to be able to grab a drink or whatever is just so easy and so convenient. And then it just pays for itself in the, you know, in the long run, especially if you've got a pool day. So yeah, I think that's a genius idea.
That is genius. You know what I just thought of kind of tangentially about this?
What?
Remember when they had the cabanas in Tomorrowland? Like,
yeah, those were terrible. Those were awful.
How did that ever happen? Because that really happened.
Money. That's how that happened. They were trying to get money out of people. They're like, you know what? Let's put a cabana in the park and get money out of people.
Cabana at the pool? Great idea.
Cabana in Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland?
No, not a good idea.
Not so much. I'm just saying that I can't believe they did. I guess still there's some things I can't believe happened, and that's one of them. Anyway,
that is one of them. There's photographic evidence that happened. Yes.
I kind of wanted to get one. Anyway, okay, Pam, what else? Give us another hack for really enjoying that pool day.
So one of the things, this is not going to be something that a ton of people are excited about, but it's something to really consider with your pool day. When you are in the location there where all the pools are, that is also where there's typically a laundry room. So it is so super easy to do your laundry while you're enjoying the pool. You're right there in almost all the cases. And those are by the quiet pools too. So they're by the feature pool and then also by the quiet pools. So, I mean, that's a huge bonus. While your family's enjoying the pool, set an alarm and do your laundry.
Oh my gosh. Pam, and like I did that actually when we were down there for the AP, because like I got something on something and I had to wash something, and I went to the quiet pool at Coronado Springs, threw my stuff in, dipped in the pool for 45 minutes. I set actually there's an app that tells you when your washing's done or your dryer's done. Checked my phone, popped out, checked my phone. Oh, that's done. Swapped everything, put it in the dryer, boom, back in the pool. You're right. And I remember like when we were younger, Pam would do because we'd go down for those really long trips, at Pop Century for like 10 nights. And so we would have to do laundry, during the trip. And she would be like, hey, just go swim with Mallory, take her to the pool. And, she would jump in with us, but she'd flip out the laundry and stuff because I would always shrink stuff and I'm not good at it. Which is good that I'm not good at it because that way I didn't have to do it. This Joy says it's learned helplessness is what
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But yeah. So anyway, that is a great. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, and that helps you to not, especially like say you're doing like a land sea kind of thing, like you're going to world and then going on a cruise. You don't have to pack as much. Like go to the pool the night before your cruise, swim, knock out the laundry, and then you go into the cruise with a full suitcase full of clean clothes. Good tip.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So Ricky, what else you got for the pools?
So another thing that I would strongly suggest, and this is something that you'll have to think about before you leave for your trip, but it is so handy. Now they sell, obviously versions of these, especially around the summertime. But even regular like clothespins will do. But something to clip your towel to the back of the chair is going to be so handy because, one of those winds picks up and blows your towel around or whatever. Like, and myself, I don't like to like have my back on just a chair. Like I like to have the extra padding of a towel. So,
Fancy.
I am fancy, totally bougie. It's fine. So I would gladly buy little towel clips and pack those ahead of time. That way I know that my chair is going to be covered. And yeah, so that's kind of another big thing for me. The other thing I'm going to suggest, this is just because like, I know you're, especially like right now, you're really not thinking about it. Now in the summer you tend to, but right now, especially like in the winter months, you just don't think of packing it. Pack your sunscreen because, even in the winter months, that sunscreen is going to be very, very, very necessary if you're sitting out by the pool. So you don't want to forget that and, then have to go buy very expensive sunscreen at Disney. So definitely want to make sure that you pack that.
I will say another thing. Yes. And another thing that you should pack, because I thought about this. Now, again, because I'm a boy and girls are the same way because Paige would have wanted this, but it's like you can regret it. Pack something to throw in the pool with your kids. Now you can't pack like a full-size basketball, full-size football. They're not gonna let you fire, Tom Brady probably can't even, throw a full-size football to Gronk across the pool at Hippity Dippity at Pop Century. They're probably not gonna allow that, even him.
Nah.
But I'm telling you, the kids who have like the mini football or just a little spongy, that holds water basketball, that's the size of a baseball, and they're playing catch, but I mean, it looks like the coolest thing in the world to a kid or to me. Like, I'm like, I want to get in on that game. Like, can I throw the ball? Like, can we and it always ends up in a game of like everybody tackling each other, right? Like the ball doesn't hit the right it skips off somebody's forehead, tackles the guy. I mean, but that's fun. I mean, I'm just saying. So, you can even bring, when Mallory was little, we pack in the thing. Here's the trick too. Another hack. If you buy like a little inner tube for your kid, leave it in the package till you get there.
Yes.
It's all still in the bag and it's real flat and it's easy to pack. And then, blow it up when you get there and then you don't, maybe not even take it home. A lot of stuff's from like the dollar store. It's $2. You know what I'm saying? Like it's worth $2 to throw a wet, folded up tube.
Or you could be nice and gift it to another family at that point.
Is you leave in the pool, so if you like this because I don't want to take it back on the plane. That's even better.
Exactly. Or like you could bring like little like the diving rings or something like that, and you can always gift that to another family too. So that's an option. Those were fun things that I like to play with when I was a kid.
It's like paying for somebody's dinner behind you at Chick-fil-A or Taco Bell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
maybe somebody will buy my dinner today at Taco Bell because we're being nice. Probably not.
Probably not.
It's $8 even every time. Anyway, all right, Pam, give another tip. What do you got?
So I wanted to point out that if you did forget your swimsuit, the good news is that just about every gift shop in Disney World has some swimsuits available. And if you happen to be somewhere and they're like sold out or something, when you're at the Magic Kingdom, take a ride around the monorail because those stores in particular have a wider selection of sportswear, including swimsuits in general. So they usually have swimsuits and cover-ups available for men, women, for kids too. So that is an option. They also have they have towels and stuff. We never bring our own towels because that takes up a ton of room in the luggage. And at each Disney pool, you're going to be able to grab towels, as many as you want. They're in a great big bin. They're clean, and they're available for you. And that's where you will return your towel when you go to leave too. So don't forget that the shops have swimsuits and accessories available if you forget yours.
Funniest story related to that tip. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in like 2015, 2016, I dropped like a lot of weight. Like, because that was when I first got into running. And then I was like in a contest with somebody at school. Like we did, like Biggest Loser contest back when that was popular. And I'm like, dude, I'm competitive. I'm going to win. I ended up dropping a ton of weight. And then we went on a cruise that summer. Right. So.
And we thought you were dying because you were so skinny. Yeah.
So anyway, we go on a cruise that summer. Right. And I hadn't had trunks on, since the last year. So I just packed my trunks. I pack all this stuff. I jump into that pool for one thing. Like I knew they were kind of big. I jump in the pool on the cruise ship. Too big. Those trunks were way too big. They're falling off me. But like Pam said, how many times do you walk through that little thing in the funnel that goes between the pizza window and the ice cream and the soft serve ice cream machine where they got the little sundries? Yep, that's my favorite pair of trunks is right there. They're black. They got the little Mickey on them.
Ryan has those too. Yes.
I love those trunks. But yeah, so even on the cruise line, if you forget or if hey, heads up, maybe try those suckers on before you get on the plane just to make sure
make sure you're still fitting them. Oh my goodness.
Too funny.
I didn't do that and could have led to an embarrassing situation. Anyway, Ricky, you got any others? Because we got about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So a big thing for me with pools is hot tub. And the one downfall about staying in a value is that the value resorts do not have hot tubs, which is very sad for me. So you can only get a hot tub if you are staying at a moderate resort or above. So that is definitely something to keep in mind, because that is one of the things that I absolutely adore doing is at the end of a very long day of the parks, I like being able to just go and stick my feet or whatever into a very nice hot tub. So that is something to certainly keep in mind. Don't stay at a value if a hot tub is important to you.
Can I get a hot tub? Like a commercial. Yes. That's a great tip. That is a great tip. And one other thing I want to throw in, and just because, all the pools are fun, especially for the kids. But if you're an adult, you probably want to look moderate or above. And here's the reason why. Coronado Springs, when you go to the dig site, God, that little Siestas pool bar is awesome. They actually have hot foods, not a lot, but they have like a nachos, they have like an empanadas, they have a great Fiesta margarita. I mean, you don't have to leave the pool if you get hungry or if you need a drink. Same for Caribbean Beach. So, the kids, and I mean, like I said, I'm growing up, I was in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, and Pop Century was fine. You just have that extra level of like, it's a pool day once you hit the moderate level and above. And you got like the Jaguar slide at the dig side. That's a lot of fun. You got the Pirate slide over at Caribbean Beach. It gives you more options. All right, Pam, close this out. One last tip and we'll go jump in the pool.
So it's perfectly acceptable to plan to switch resorts partway through just so you can enjoy two different pools, because that's really, really a fun activity. We've done it many times, especially when you're thinking about some of the pools at Walt Disney World. And I'll name some of our favorites. So, of course, Stormalong Bay at the Yacht and Beach Club is spectacular. There's a small lazy river. There's sand on the bottom. There's an area for young children that's not very deep. There's sort of an area that sort of has a whirlpool that like sort of swirls the kids around. There are 2 different hot tubs. Some are for adults only. That's a great one that you're going to want to go to. At the Polynesian, that pool has a 0 depth entry and has a spectacular view of the castle. It has a volcano. The slide sort of goes through the volcano. Awesome. I mean, right? And the kids' play area there, it has little tikis all over it. So again, another great pool. The Grand Floridian has 2 great pools. It has the feature pool, again, with the slide, and that's where the cabanas are as well. But I will say their quiet pool is so nice. It's big. I mean, really big. Yes. There's so much seating. There's some small fountains in the area, and I love that pool. I also really like the pool at the Coronado Springs because it has that huge Mayan temple in the middle. It's great. It has a Jaguar slide. Again, it's a big pool and has a really big hot tub. In fact, I think it's still the biggest hot tub on property. Both Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge have pools that, of course, carry off that theme tremendously. The Wilderness Lodge has the main feature pool, which has the slide, but then over by the villas, it also has another option. And there are cabanas there that are sort of these covered areas that you do not have to pay to rent. You just have to be the first one to get there. Over at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, you have the pool that's at Jumbo House and also at Kidani. They both are great for different reasons. First of all, the pool at Jumbo House is huge, right? So big. It just really is. And the one at Kidani has this great kids play area. There's stuff dumping on you and you're being sprayed and all of that. And I can't forget the pool at the Riviera. It has a really cool slide. And there is also a quiet pool that's within walking distance of the main pool. So if the main pool is getting too crowded, go ahead over and enjoy the quiet pool. And you'll be able to see the Skyliner as you're in the pool as well. So those are some of the great pools at Walt Disney World.
Oh, I'm so ready to swim right now. And I'm not even a big swimmer.
Right?
That sounds so good. And you mentioned like quiet pools sometimes look like feature pools. Riviera and Grand Floridian both, like when you're walking past them, you might think that's the feature pool because like they're centrally located, having a good time. Nope, you got to go look for the big slide. That's how you know if it's a feature.
For sure.
One other tip. Let me just close this out. So when I go to the dig site, when I go to Coronado Springs, I'll be there next month. We're staying a couple extra nights with just Mallory and I. We're going to have some fun. I'm definitely going to swim. When we're there at that Maya pyramid, I always ask Olmec, like, can I go into the temple?
Right.
And all of a sudden, when I do this, Kirk Fogg comes down like on a rope.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to the leaderboard.
Yes.
Olmec.
Is it the Jaguars in the lead or not?
It's the Silver Snakes.
And why can you not solve the puzzle of the monkey? How hard is it to put a monkey together?
No, it's the something of the silver monkey.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah, the curse.
Why is it so hard? And you know the guy's in the monkey room. He's always in the monkey room. Don't go in the monkey room.
I know. I get anxious like watching those old reruns. Like I do. Somebody's gonna pop out at you any minute. Like
right.
Like I just don't go in there. Oh, dude, they're gonna get you. The Mayan guards or whatever.
Yes, temple guards. Yes, don't go in there. Yes.
Truth.
Anxiety. Anyway, totally off topic for that.
I don't learn.
So if you have a tip and we missed one, and I'm sure we have missed a lot, just on social media at BeOurGuestMike, let me know and I'll retweet those so we can all have a better pool day. But I'm not kidding. All joking aside here, a pool day really does kind of regenerate the trip, re-energize the family, the couple. And it's just, I've never regretted it. As much as like Ricky says, you like going into the theme parks and you might think you're missing out by taking time away to go to the pool. I never feel that way. I'm like, I need it. Like your body just needs that sometimes. Mentally, you need that. You just need a reset. And it's I know we're all Disney fans, but that is vacation. That's what normal people do for like 10 days. Mm-hmm. Just ask you to do it for like, a few hours and you'll love it. But I mean, some people just go sit by a pool for a week. They do that. And it's swim up bars. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. All right. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan that next Disney cruise. Of course, we can book out through summer of 2022 at this point. Get in early. That's when you get your best pricing. Also, Walt Disney World. We can take care of you through the summer of 2022 there as well. My best advice is just to drop by the magicforless.com. All the information's there. You can click on the tab where you want to go. Room layouts, you can see pictures of the pools over there for all the hotels like we talked about. All the information's right there. So while you're there, fill out the free no obligation quote form, mention the show. We'll be planning a trip together. We'll get some pricing availability and take care of all the stuff you don't have time for. That's what we do. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com. It's a free way to support the show. And again, a huge shout out to our patrons. They're like the lifeguards. Don't run. They're telling you not to run, but keep coming back for more. We love you guys. Thank you for letting us do 4 shows a week and the live show every Sunday night. If you'd like to check that out, just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Sunday night, we're going to get together. We want you to be there. It's the BOGP open line. #ScottyG joins me and we talk about the Disney news of the week. Then the phone lines open up and we talk about anything you want. We talked about Olivia's last week because Olivia called in from North Carolina. We talked about whether you should ride the crazy buckets when California Adventure reopens and you're on one wheel. We had a debate
They're
on
fun.
if your best friend challenges you to that, then you should, make yourself sick so that they regret that. We had all kinds of fun
Yes,
conversations
agreed.
about Disney stuff. Who knows where to go this Sunday night? So join us 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central, Facebook or YouTube. And more importantly, give us a call. We want to talk to you. All right, time to get out here and let you get on with the weekend. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. We sure appreciate it. For Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Yay.
No, do not ride the swinging
Yes,
buckets.
try the swinging buckets.
No, they make me so ill.
I can totally handle the swinging buckets. So
No, thank you. No,
I'm not.
you.
I'm in. Let's go, swinging buckets.
Nope. That's a hard pass on that, I think they say.
That's me too.
I know it. All right. Well, hey, have fun, Pam.
All right. Yes,
Yeah.
I will not be here next Monday, but I will see y'all when I get back.
We'll get
All
the
right.
human hashtag to sit in.
We'll get who?
The human hashtag.
Oh, the
Scotty.
human hashtag. I was like, I knew it was Scott. I just didn't know like what you called
Scotty
him. So.
G. Scotty G.
Got
Like Tony from Spain.
Got it.
All right.